I would like to give an additional trigger warning. Viewer discretion is advised. Friends can turn into enemies due to various reasons: betrayal, competition, jealousy, misunderstanding, changes in values or priorities that could lead to conflict and damage and trust. On February 11th, Jasmine Clausell, she found out that her friend Quicheay was living homeless on the streets of Atlanta and with her dog. Now, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that name right, so I will call Quicheay Shay throughout this video. Jasmine offered her friend shelter in Mobile, Alabama, where she was staying with her grandfather and her 4-year-old son. Now, Shay, she should have been grateful, right? Let's just pretend that she was. Shay, for some reason, was complaining a lot. She just moped around the house, and Jasmine felt like her energy was just off. Jasmine finally had enough. It was time for Shay to leave. She was starting to disrupt the peace in the house. So she asked her to leave that following Monday. So Monday morning, Jasmine proceeded to get ready for the day and to get her 4-year-old son ready for school as well. So Shay started to pack her things too. Jasmine went back to her room and continued to get ready. And then she heard the microwave go off in the kitchen. Moments later, Shay was standing in front of her holding a cup of something. Jasmine didn't know that hot chemical concoction, that was for her. The two started to bicker, and Jasmine's grandfather had awakened to the two arguing. Quote, "I'm not going nowhere. What you gonna do? You gonna make me leave?" End quote. That is what Shay said to Jasmine. Jasmine knew that the situation was going to get out of control, so she went to call 911, and while doing so, her now unwanted house guest Shay was arguing and cursing out her grandfather. Shay now was face to face with Jasmine, and they started to argue too, and before Jasmine knew it, she had thrown that hot cup of whatever onto Jasmine's face. It burned. She said it was blinding her in one eye. As she struggled to get her bearings and to see what was going on, she saw Shay reaching in her pocket, and that's when she seen a gun. The two struggled. Jasmine, already injured, she knew this was going to be a life or death situation. Luckily, Jasmine's grandfather intervened and took the gun out of this maniac's hand. Glass that was shattered all over the place. Shay had started to pick it up and stab Jasmine's hand with the glass. Finally, Jasmine got the upper hand, and that crazy house guest was telling Jasmine to let her go. Jasmine told her, "No, you tripping. You need to chill." Finally, police arrived and arrested Quicheay and took her to Mobile's Metro Jail. Meanwhile, Jasmine ended up in the hospital with severe burns all over her face and body. The fluid, that concoction, it had dripped down to other parts of her body as well. The fluid was so strong it left holes through her clothing and even holes on her couch. Jasmine doesn't know where their friendship went left. Quote, Jasmine said, "I'm not really mad, really. My feelings is hurt. I do still care about her. It's crazy, because she did this to me. Bad." End quote. Now, I feel for Jasmine, and I'm old enough to talk to her as if she was my daughter, if I had a daughter. I would say, first of all, I can tell you exactly when your friendship went left. It's when you invited her. First of all, everyone isn't your friend. Your friendship went left when you invited her to stay with you and your family. It did. It did. No one else helped her. And now you know why. She probably acted like you should have been grateful that she was there with you in Alabama. Instead of her getting herself together, she was probably more worried about what you were doing. Ungrateful she was, ungrateful she is. But it could have been a lot worse. She could have taken you out, your grandfather out, and your son. I'm happy that you said that there's not hate in your heart, but there's plenty in other people's heart. You've seen it. You have years of pain, doctor appointments, which I imagine may become costly, and also taking care of your son. I would tell my daughter, I would tell Jasmine, don't ever let anyone try again to take away your peace. And they will. They will try. You cared about the friend that you let into your life long ago. Remember, that friend is no longer. That friend that exited your life, that's who she is. People change, and not always for the better. And I'm wishing Jasmine positive energy and speedy healing. I really am. Very sad story, but this could have been even worse than what it is. Jasmine has a big heart. She wears her heart on her sleeve, I believe. And unfortunately, sometimes those will be the ones that get it the worst. Once again, speedy healing. There's information in the description box if you'd like to contribute to Jasmine's GoFundMe. Friends can turn into enemies due to various reasons: betrayal, competition, jealousy, misunderstanding, changes in values or priorities that lead to conflict and damage trust.